Update 2. At my mom's birthday, I walked in with a handwritten letter for my kids and a small gift box. My sister rolled her eyes and said, "You always have to be the emotional one." My mom just said, "Set it down and sit over there." I nodded, set it down, and left. 20 minutes later, my brother texted, "Why did her card get declined at dinner?" An hour later, my dad was banging on my door. I opened it and saw, "Daniel, you're blowing this up for what?" "A dinner misunderstanding." "Melanie, we can't keep accommodating your emotional episodes." Accommodating? That word sat in my stomach like a stone. They were never going to see my kids as part of their family. Not really. Not like Melanie's kids, who get sleepovers and birthday parties and photos on the fridge. So, I stopped replying, turned my phone over. They made it clear I wasn't part of their plans. So, now I wasn't in theirs either. It started almost immediately. The tone of everything changed like someone had flipped a switch and decided to pretend the last few days never happened. Daniel called first thing in the morning. His voice was calm, upbeat, like we were just catching up over coffee. No mention of the card, no mention of my walking out, just a casual pitch like nothing had gone wrong. "Hey man, I was thinking more about the cafe. We really want your input. It should be a full family thing, not just a money thing. You know, your ideas, your vibe, even the kids, they could have a corner or something. Make it a real legacy." The word legacy was supposed to sweeten it. I could hear how hard he was trying to sound warm. Then Melanie texted, "Totally meant the card thing as a joke. We were just messing around. You know how I get. But seriously, I'd love to use Nora's garden drawing for a mural wall. So cute." Nora's drawing had been crumpled at the bottom of that box when I found it. They hadn't even touched it. And now suddenly it was so cute. Then came my mom. She didn't text. She called. I let it ring 3 times before it went to voicemail. Then she called again. On the 3rd try, she left a message. "Alex, honey, I think there's been a misunderstanding. I really don't want things to get blown out of proportion. This cafe is something I've always wanted. Your father and I talked about it last night. And we'd love to have your full support. Not just financially, but in every way. Call me." Not once did she ask about Evan or Nora. Not once did she mention the letters they wrote or the fact that I left her birthday dinner without a word from anyone. That afternoon, I was outside in the yard pulling weeds, needing to do something physical just to keep from boiling over. My phone rang again, an unknown number. This time, I almost didn't pick up, but I did. "Alex, it's Linda." It took me a second to place her. My mom's longtime friend. She was at most family gatherings when I was a kid. Always the one sneaking me a second slice of pie when mom wasn't looking. We hadn't talked in years. "I just wanted to tell you something you probably already suspect," she said. "They were at brunch yesterday. I was at the table. Your name came up." She hesitated. "Melanie said you hadn't sent the money yet. And she said, we just need to keep him sweet until it clears." Then they all started talking about how to make you feel included just long enough. It wasn't subtle, Alex. It was awful. I didn't say much. I didn't have to. She ended the call by saying, "I know I'm probably going to get flack for telling you, but I couldn't sit with that and not say something. You're a good father. You and your kids deserve better." After I hung up, I went inside, poured a glass of water, and sat at the table staring at my phone. Then I typed out a message to Daniel. "I've decided not to be part of the cafe project. I wish you all the best with it." The read receipt came up within seconds. Then the typing dots. Then they disappeared. 5 minutes later, he called. I didn't answer. Then Melanie. I let it ring. Then my mom again. They were fast. Panic travels quickly when money's involved. By nightfall, I got an email from my dad. 3 sentences. "This was your mother's dream. You've let everyone down. I hope you're proud." Not a word about the lies, the fake story about the card, the way they humiliated me in front of my kids' gifts. Just a guilt trip wrapped in entitlement. I didn't reply. They made it clear where we stood. I just finally believed them. I thought cutting myself out of the cafe plans would be the end of it. They'd be mad, sure, maybe throw a few guilt trips around and then move on. But I gave them too much credit. I forgot what happens when you stop playing the role they assigned to you, when you stop being useful. The texts kept coming. "Daniel, this isn't just about you. Don't make it ugly. Melanie, you think this is helping your kids? Is this who you want to be to them?" Then one from my dad, short and blunt. "Fix this by Sunday. Family meeting. Be there." No one asked if I was okay. No one asked what the kids thought or how they were handling all this. To them, this wasn't about what they'd done. It was about control slipping out of their hands. I ignored the messages. But what I didn't expect, what caught me completely off guard, was how quickly they went from cold silence to full-on retaliation. It started small. A weird alert from my bank saying my business account was temporarily frozen, a clerical hold flag due to a conflict in ownership claims. I called my lawyer immediately. She dug into it and found that someone had submitted documents questioning the legitimacy of my LLC, an LLC that Daniel had briefly been connected to years ago when I helped him with a failed property flip. He never removed his name from the secondary paperwork. I'd forgotten all about it, but clearly he hadn't. My lawyer was calm but direct. This wasn't random. Someone did this intentionally, and they knew exactly what to send in to create a delay. It delayed 2 client payments. I had to make calls, apologize, move things around. It was a hit. Not a big one, but it was personal. That night, I got a call from Linda again. "I wasn't going to get involved anymore," she said, "but you should know Melanie's been bragging. She told someone at brunch that if he weren't going to play nice, they'd make it harder for him to breathe financially until he comes crawling back. Her words. They laughed. I didn't feel angry. I didn't feel hurt. I felt calm, like a line had finally been crossed. And I didn't even need to think about what came next. Sunday came. Their so-called family meeting. I didn't show up. Instead, I sent one message. This time directly to my parents. I'm not coming. I know what's been said. I know what's been done. I won't play along anymore. You can have your business, your brunches, your plans. But from now on, you do it without me and without my kids. We're out. The message was delivered. Not read. Hours passed. Then my mom called. I let it ring the first time, then the second. On the third, I picked up.